A California man has been sentenced to 2 years in prison after being convicted in a scam in Pike County, Illinois. Ahmed Kuzgov of Los Angeles was arrested in August after swindling $40,000 from a rural Barrie resident. After the victim paid the money, they contacted the Pike County Sheriff's Office. Kuzgov was arrested after contacting the victim for another $40,000. Deputies took him into custody when he showed up at the victim's home. The United States Department of Homeland Security has also issued a federal warrant for his arrest.